Imagine this. You're deep underground, hundreds of feet below the surface. The walls are closing in, damp and cold to the touch. You can't see daylight. The only light is the narrow beam from your headlamp, cutting through a thick, permanent twilight. The air's heavy, tasting of dust, sweat, and a metallic tang of fear. Every creak and groan of the earth is a potential death sentence. One wrong sound, and the roof above you could collapse with the crushing weight of a skyscraper. But this isn't a scene from a horror movie or a nightmare you'll wake up from. For thousands of miners around the world, this is just another Monday morning, the start of another shift in the belly of the earth. Or picture this. You're ascending into the sky, strapped into a harness that feels impossibly flimsy. You're standing on a ladder that sways with every gust of wind, a tiny metal toothpick against the vast, empty blue. Below you, nothing but 1,500 feet of open air. A fall from this height isn't survivable. And your job, the reason you're up here where the clouds are your neighbors, to change a single light bulb. Now, let's plunge into the abyss. Imagine being submerged in total darkness, hundreds of feet beneath the ocean's surface. The pressure is immense, a constant crushing force on your body. You're surrounded by a silence so profound it's deafening, broken only by the sound of your own breathing and the violent hiss of your welding torch. One crack in your helmet and the ocean will claim you in a fraction of a second. So, the next time you find yourself complaining about a tough boss, a slow Wi-Fi connection, or endless emails, take a moment. Remember that while we navigate our daily frustrations, there are people out there whose jobs aren't just stressful, they're a constant, life-threatening gamble. These are the jobs on the edge of human endurance, the ones most of us would never dare to do. And these are the stories we're about to explore. People who go to work each day knowing that a single mistake could mean death. So today, we're going to journey into the world's hardest, most dangerous, and most extreme jobs. From the depths of the earth to the edge of space, from the flames of wildfires to the sewage tunnels beneath our cities, we'll explore what these jobs demand, why people do them, and what their work means for the rest of us. Because these aren't just jobs, they're the hidden systems that keep our world alive. Let's start underground, coal mining. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, a world exists entirely without sunlight. Today, over 6 million people worldwide call this world their workplace. They are coal miners. For them, daylight is a distant memory, a luxury enjoyed for only a few hours before and after their grueling shifts. They descend into a labyrinth of tunnels, hundreds, sometimes thousands of feet down, where the air is thick with dust and the only light comes from the lamps on their helmets. It's a profession that powered our modern world, but it has always come at an immense human cost. The dangers can be sudden and catastrophic. In 2010, a massive explosion tore through West Virginia's Upper Big Branch mine. A deadly combination of methane gas and coal dust ignited, killing 29 miners in an instant. This isn't an isolated tragedy. In a single year, China reported over 1,500 mining fatalities from similar explosions, tunnel collapses, and sudden flooding. And sometimes the danger isn't a quick explosion, but a slow, terrifying wait. Remember the 33 Chilean miners trapped for 69 days? Their survival was a miracle, but their story is a stark reminder of how the earth can become a prison at any moment. But the most insidious dangers are the ones you can't see, the ones that kill you slowly. Every breath a miner takes is filled with microscopic particles of coal and silica dust. Over years, this dust accumulates, scarring the lung tissue in a process that can't be reversed. This is pneumoconiosis, or black lung disease. It's a relentless thief, stealing the ability to breathe. In the U.S. Appalachia region, it has affected a staggering one in 5 experienced miners. Imagine trading your very breath for a paycheck to support your family. It's a devastating bargain made by generations. We flip a switch, and the lights come on. We power our cities. But behind that simple convenience is a legacy of sacrifice. Could you do your job if every single inhale carried the risk of slowly suffocating you years down the line? It's a reality for millions. From the deepest, darkest corners of the earth, we now look to the sky. From a job that burrows down, we move to one that reaches up. Now, climb with me. Tower climbers maintain transmission lines and antennas. Their average climb 1,000 to 1,500 feet. That's taller than the Empire State Building. The pay, around $60,000 a year in the US. Barely more than many office jobs, yet their risk of falling makes this one of the most dangerous professions. A single slip, a gust of wind, or equipment failure, and it's over. Imagine if they stopped. Within weeks, half your internet, phone, and TV signals could go dark. Your hard job with Wi-Fi and Zoom wouldn't even exist. Next stop, the sea. Commercial fishing is often called the most dangerous job in America. The fatality rate is 23 times higher than the national average. In Alaska, crews face icy waves that can crush a boat like a tin can. Think about this. Every salmon fillet in your fridge might have come at the cost of a fisherman's broken bones, or even his life. A storm-tossed deck, ropes whipping like snakes, steel hooks swinging wildly. Miss a step and you're gone, swallowed by freezing black water. Now, let's walk into fire. Wildland firefighters battle blazes that stretch for miles. In 2020, California alone saw 4 million acres burned. Crews worked 16-hour shifts, wearing heavy gear in temperatures that exceeded 1,000 degrees near the flames. In Arizona's Yarnell Hill fire in 2013, 19 elite firefighters were killed together, trapped in a firestorm. We talk about burnout at work, but for them, burnout means being surrounded by an inferno with no escape. Danger doesn't always come with flames or waves. Sometimes it's invisible. Think back to 2020. Doctors and nurses in Italy, India, the US, everywhere, were working in garbage bags because they ran out of protective suits. They treated patients while knowing they might take the virus home. In the first year of COVID-19, over 115,000 healthcare workers worldwide died. For them, hard work wasn't deadlines. It was death at their doorstep. Now, look beneath the streets. In some countries, sanitation workers, sewer cleaners, descend into toxic pits without protective gear. In India, more than 340 workers died between 2016 and 2020 cleaning sewers manually. Hydrogen sulfide gas, flooding, suffocation, it's deadly work, often done without recognition. Next time we flush a toilet without thinking, remember, someone, somewhere, is risking their life so cities don't drown in waste. Ever heard of bomb disposal units? These are the people who walk toward bombs when everyone else runs away. During wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, explosive ordnance disposal technicians had one of the highest casualty rates. Even with high-tech suits, a miscalculation means instant death. Yet, without them, roads, schools, and homes would remain minefields. They're like surgeons operating on the earth itself, except one wrong move, and the patient takes them with it. Move to Ghana, India, or China, and you'll see mountains of electronic waste. Old phones, computers, TVs, workers, often children, burn wires and smash screens to salvage tiny amounts of copper. The smoke they breathe contains lead and mercury. Studies show children in e-waste sites often suffer permanent brain damage. And yet, the global electronics industry depends on them. Without these invisible workers, recycling would collapse, and toxic piles would grow even faster. And then, the opposite extreme, astronauts. It sounds glamorous, but space is one of the most hostile workplaces imaginable. Astronauts face 700 times more radiation than on Earth. In 2003, the Columbia shuttle disintegrated on re-entry, killing all 7 crew members. Space travel is breathtaking, but every launch is a reminder. Humans are fragile visitors in a place that doesn't want us. But not all hard jobs are exotic. Truck drivers in the US face one of the highest fatality rates, with over 800 deaths a year on the road. Construction workers account for nearly 20% of all workplace deaths worldwide. Delivery riders in big cities dodge traffic daily, often risking accidents for a few extra dollars. These aren't rare, they're everywhere, and yet most go unnoticed. So, if you think your job is hard, remember this. Our modern world is built on a foundation of grit and risk, carried by millions who work in the shadows. They are the miners descending into the Earth's crust, chasing the minerals that power our devices. They are the fishermen battling Arctic waves, so a restaurant halfway across the world can serve fresh cod. They are the loggers in remote forests, harvesting timber for our homes. These men and women don't just work for a paycheck. They toil in the dirt, in the fire, on the seas, and in the sky. They risk their lives not for fame or luxury, but for survival, and almost always for our convenience, our comfort, our progress. It's easy to get lost in our own world of pressure. The next time you feel the walls closing in, overwhelmed by a looming deadline or a frustrating meeting, just pause. Picture the sterile glow of your monitor, the relentless ticking of the clock. Now, let that image dissolve. Replace it with the view from a wind turbine, hundreds of feet in the air, with nothing but the howling wind for company. Imagine the crushing pressure of the deep sea as a saturation diver repairs an oil rig in near-total darkness. Think of the smoke jumper, leaping from a plane into the heart of an inferno. Their stress isn't about a quarterly report, it's about a single misstep, a faulty cable, a sudden shift in the wind. This isn't to diminish our own struggles, but to frame them in a vast and often humbling context. How hard is our hard, really? And that brings us to the most important question. We rely on these invisible armies every single day, yet do we truly value them? We celebrate innovators and executives, but what about the hands that lay the fiber optic cables that connect us? We admire the skyscraper, but do we think of the ironworkers who danced on steel beams to build it? Our society has created a strange paradox where the most foundational jobs are often the least visible and least compensated. The question isn't just about feeling a fleeting sense of gratitude, it's about asking why. Why is the person risking their life to keep our lights on often struggling to make ends meet? It's a reflection that goes beyond a simple thank you. It's a challenge to reconsider what we, as a society, truly value, and to recognize the humanity and sacrifice woven into the very fabric of our daily lives. Because maybe the lesson isn't about whose job is hardest. Maybe it's about gratitude for those who hold up the invisible systems of our world. These are the hidden systems that shape our lives, often invisible, always essential. That's what we decode here. If this video made you see the world differently, don't let this be the end. Stay connected, subscribe, join the community, and keep decoding the systems that shape our world together.